Morning all. I thought I'd do another walk and squawk, but this time I'm somewhere else. And it's really beautiful. I can show you. It's just really gorgeous. The birds are out, the sun is out. And I'm using an umbrella because I don't like doing videos with my sunglasses on. And if I don't have them on, if I don't have some shade, I can't see. So the sun's right in my eyes. So I thought I would do it with an umbrella and that would kind of help a little bit. Anyway, walk and squawk. So I didn't do one for a few days because I was traveling again and a lot's been going on. As I said, I was somewhere where there was a lot of 5G, and I must say that I don't know how people cope because I started to lose my brain function and I started to feel myself separating, like I couldn't connect with myself, if you know what I mean. It's as if your spirit separates and you can't connect with yourself. And it was really intense for me. And even though I was actually staying in a place that didn't have even smart meters, very pure place, so I was lucky in that way I could regain myself. But every time I went out during the day, even that park that I was walking in, I chose that because it's got a lot of trees, Oh, I just want to show you. So this is Canal. Yesterday we had so much rain that it was just all flooding down here. I hope I've shown that correctly. It was all flooding down and it was beautiful. But today it's a little bit different. We don't have so much rain. So I don't know how people cope with that 5G. So even in that park that I was walking in, they had 5G, cells every 100 meters. Every 100 meters. I'll try and keep walking up this way, I think. Yeah, every 100 meters you had a 5G cell so that people could get the 5G. And my phone, I don't have it on 5G, so in some places it didn't work. So I had to figure out where I could walk that you could, that I could do it live. And that's the other thing. I'm not putting this on live. I'm doing this on YouTube, and I want you to go over to the live section so you can see those videos because people don't realise that I'm doing live. So I'm just letting you know. That's why I'm putting it on the normal videos section. At the top of the channel, you've got videos and you have live. And if you click on live, you'll get the videos that I've done live there, which will be good because I spoke about a lot of interesting things. So I wanted to just quickly do a video about the 5G and how it really separates you. And I honestly felt it. It separates you from your spirit. It's like it disconnects you. And what really disturbed me, and I spoke about in one of the lives, people aren't connected. And I think that's why you've got this weird thing that's going on with people being violent, people breaking down, having anxiety and panic, because I started to have anxiety now, and I spoke about that too, because I haven't had anxiety for many, many years. As I said, when you have psychic gifts, often you get anxiety, and that's kind of showing you. So I've never taken any medication for it or anything like that. I actually really worked on myself and did a lot of meditation, a lot of exercise, a lot of different things to help me with the anxiety. But that was when I was younger. And these days, they actually don't even give you that option. It's just put you on meds. How many types of meds do you want? And also, they'll put you on antidepressants and anti-anxiety because you're depressed that you're taking the anxiety tablet. It's hilarious. No, not really hilarious, because that also separates you from yourself. And then you're like, when I don't know whether I put it on a video or I didn't. I can't remember because it was years ago. But when this situation happened 4 years ago, started, and people went into panic. When you go into panic, you go into the reptilian part of your brain, and you just respond to what's being told to you, right? So it's the same when you're on this medication. You just do what's being told to you. In other words, if the TV's telling you something, or the doctor's telling you something, or, whatever shows you're watching on TV are telling you something, you just go to it. You just respond to it. You accept it. And this is a concern. And the same happens with 5G. And what I noticed, what I know, because, I'm friendly with the family doctor, and she told me that 60% of the people that she sees are on these medications. Probably there's more, because she wasn't so strong on the medications, actually, because she did alternatives as well as medicine. So she would prefer to give you acupuncture and some herbs. So if 60% of her clients are on it, that means they're asking for it, and they see it's no other option, and she's just going for whatever they're choosing. But I'm telling you, that 5G is really dangerous. And if I had it near me, which I don't where I live, but if I did, and I was feeling like that all the time, like I felt when I went out, I'd be doing something about it. And I can tell you now, I wouldn't be being nice to the telephone company or anything like that. I would take matters into my own hands. And a slingshot with a balloon filled with paint and sand is a very good idea, is what I'm saying, okay? Because it is separating people, and it's really, your mind gets scrambled. You can't think straight, and it was really concerning me, because I'm used to getting messages a lot. I'm used to being very clear in my mind. And over, I would say, I don't know, it was a few days, because at first it didn't affect me, and then it started to slowly affect me, because maybe, I had a natural resistance to it, or because I'm healthy, it took a bit longer. But I'd say after about 7 days, I really started to feel it. And, I was using lots of different things to protect myself. And I've got to figure out a way that we can do this. Kassandra has told me a couple of things to do, but I didn't do them, of course, as you do. And I certainly didn't do anything about it, like what she told me to create. So, yeah, can't say if it works or it doesn't work, really, because I didn't do it. But that's what I wanted to say, is that be really careful, especially with your kids, because your children, and a lot of the schools have these 5G masts on them, and they get paid to have them on them, so the school's making money. And because children's brains, well, it's microwaving your brain from the inside, but children's bones are still soft, so it's easier for these things to go in. So when I see little kids with a phone in their hand, I'm freaking out, because their bones are being affected. And then you wonder why young kids are getting cancers. I'm just, I don't normally talk about these things, but it's really affected me. And affected me to the point where, at one point there I thought I was going mad, because my brain wasn't functioning. And I couldn't connect with spirit when I was out, and I had to, when I got home, I had to really sit. Luckily I had to sit, clean myself off energetically, meditate, reconnect, do all of that. Luckily I have the wherewithal to do that, but I'm telling you, most people don't. Most people have no idea what to do. And because they're living in it all the time, they don't even realise it's affecting them. they don't realise that they lost their mind. They constantly saying to me, oh, you know, I can't think, my memories, I'm losing my memory, probably getting dementia or Alzheimer's. You're talking about 30-year-olds, and you've got children 6, 7, 8 with early dementia. I mean, are you kidding me? I'm telling you, it's the 5G. Well, it's probably not even, for kids, it would be a whole load of things. It's 3G, 4G, 5G. You know, what I'm saying is the difference between, because I'm kind of, you know, adapted to the 4G, I suppose. I know the feeling of it and everything, but that 5G, I'm telling you, that's really intense. And I can't imagine what it's doing to little children's brains. Would you stick your arm in a microwave? Would you stick your head in a microwave? No, you wouldn't. So I'm very grateful that I'm home now, and I'm back to solely being in nature, which is a godsend, because that really helps. But, you know, if they put these masks and everything in the nature like they did in that park, what are you going to do? The only, I suppose, godsend about it is the fact that it has a short bandwidth, so you can find little pockets where you're not being radiated or, you know, microwaved. But apart from that, I don't know. I can understand now why you're getting these videos in England and other places where people are tearing them down, because they must feel like they're going insane, especially if you are the sort of person who's always been connected to yourself, known your own mind and run off your own instincts and intuition. Then I think you would, because I thought, oh gosh, this is not good. And like I said, the people around me, they thought it was normal. Normal to not remember, normal to feel exhausted. I was exhausted. When I went out, I went to one shopping centre, and I swear to God, in 20 minutes, I felt like every part of my body had been drained. Every part. I could barely walk. I was so exhausted. And, you know, I met up with some old friends and they were exhausted. So, yeah, I've got to say, why do you think that is? And I do feel it's to disconnect us from spirit. So I've bang on about this for 12 minutes now, but I'm going to tell you why I think they're doing it after 12 minutes. Sorry about that. The more that they can disconnect you from spirit, the less likely this change that we're all talking about, that we've wanted to come for years, the golden age and, you know, the big awakening, is likely to happen. The less likely it is to happen because it's coming from the inside of you out, right? The universe isn't just going to suddenly, which a lot of people think, it's not, and it really, really does get on my craw, because the universe isn't going to suddenly touch you on the forehead and say, wake up. Suddenly you've got all these gifts and talents and you know you're completely connected and everything's wonderful and you all love each other. It has to come from within. And the only way it can come within if you seek it. And you can't seek it if your brain is being scrambled and fried by 5G and you are being separated from your soul. You know, every part of you is being separated. Your emotions, your soul, your brain, your mental capacity, everything is being eroded. And this is what concerns me. This is what I witnessed. And I'm telling you, I've been very upset about it, very, very upset. And I could say to you, oh, it's not my movie, it's not my experience, you know, I don't have to live like this, I'm lucky, I'm this, I'm that. I could say that to you and not give a shit about what's happening to anyone else. But the fact is, we're all one, we're all interconnected. What happens to you happens to me. I feel it. And I saw a video the other day of a young guy who's a huge influencer, massive audience, saying that if you're an empath, it's because you had childhood trauma and that's all it is. And, you know, you can get rid of it and you can stop being an empath. Well, what a load of crap. Sorry. If you're an empath, it means that you understand the connection that you have with nature, with the elements, with each other. And you know what? We might call it empathy because we want to give it a name, and we want to turn around and say there's something wrong with you, that, you know, you've got to heal it, and you've got to stop feeling other people's pain, and you've got to stop connecting with other people's distress and what's going on. It doesn't matter if those people are poor and they're hungry. It doesn't matter if those people are being bombed and homeless. That doesn't matter. It's none of your concern. You're one of the lucky ones. You've created a different reality. You know, I could swear right now around that. I really could, but I'm trying hard not to, because I am a bit of a swearer. So, I'll use the word bollocks. Bollocks to that, because the fact is, we're meant to feel connected. If you look at the ancients, you know, they knew when a member of their community was feeling down or lost. They knew how to find them because they could feel their spirit. They knew if they were still alive, so they could find them because they could feel their spirit. Often mothers feel like that with their children. So I'm saying bollocks to the interpretation of what an empath is. An empath means you have the ability that your energy is more expanded, and that you have the ability to spread it out and feel one with everything. And if there's a disturbance in the field, darling, you're going to feel it. And you may need to learn how to recognize what's yours and what's someone else's, which I've done. But then again, you've got to sort of think, okay, if it's someone else's or it's, you know, a group of people's, then how do I let it go? Well, one way that people, empaths, try to do it is to make everything okay for everybody else so that they feel better, which is a bit controlling too. But it is one way of doing it, and then that will exhaust you. The other way of doing it is to accept that that person is feeling that way, to offer support if they're willing to take it. So not take it on for them, not sort it out for them, but to offer them the empowerment to be guided to sort it out for themselves and know what it is that they want, and know how they can, release themselves from it or grow from it. And the other one is to find peace in yourself. So there's a couple of different ways. But I'm telling you, that 5G is doing something to people to stop that process. And the process of this enlightenment is empathy. What we call empathy, I call it oneness. The law of one is what some people call it. So don't kid yourself, and please don't listen to these people who are telling you that empathy is a bad thing and sensitivity is a bad thing, because it's telling me that your spirit's alive and it's present. So I'm going to love you and leave you, and please go to the lives, and I'll do more on live because it takes a while. I don't have, high-speed technology here, so because I don't want to be fried. So it takes a while for me to upload these. That's why the lives are really good for me. But anyway, and also remember that we have the meditation group, which you just need to go to. That really helps. You can just go to lovelightandtruth.com, scroll down the whole homepage to the Ignite the Light, and click on the Zoom link and join us. Okay? So I'm sending you lots of love. Get away from those things, and if you're brave, if you have them in your neighbourhood and you are feeling exhausted and scattered, and you're feeling depressed and you're crying all the time and you're feeling emotional or something like that, think about the sling, and throwing something at it to disconnect it for a while so you can get some peace. Anyway, I'm just saying, bye for now. Lots of love.